The following are some of the standards of educational uses of music under fair use. One scenario that might be considered as fair use is the emergency copying to replace purchased copies not readily available for an imminent performance, provided that purchased replacement copies shall be substituted in due course. Multiple copies for academic purposes other than performance might be considered as fair use as long as it is not more than 10% of the whole work, or the number of copies shall not exceed one per student. A single copy for academic purposes other than performances of an entire performable unit might be considered as fair use as long as it is confirmed by the copyright owner to be out of print or unavailable except in a larger work. Another guideline that might be considered as fair use states that printed copies that were purchased may be edited or simplified provided that the fundamental character of the work is not distorted or that the lyrics are not altered. Another fair use guideline states that a single copy of recordings of performances by students may be made for evaluation or rehearsal purposes and may be retained by the school or the individual teacher. Lastly, a single copy of a sound recording of copyrighted music may be made for sound recordings owned by a school or a teacher for the purpose of constructing audio exercises or examinations and may be retained by the school or the individual teacher. When it comes to music, there are prohibitions and actions that are considered as illegal and will definitely not be considered as fair use. The following are the prohibitions when it comes to the use of music. First is the copying to create or replace or substitute for anthologies, compilations, or creative works. Second would be copying of or from works intended to be consumable, such as workbooks, exercises, standardized tests, answer sheets, and other similar materials. Third would be the copying for the purpose of performance, except for emergency situations. Fourth would be the copying for the purpose of substituting for the purchase of music. And lastly would be the copying without inclusion of the copyright notice, which should appear on the printed copy.